Peace to everyone. Peace to everyone. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays for Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. Today is the best day in history to be alive. Today is the best day in history to be alive. So we welcome everyone to Winning Wednesdays for Wednesday, February 18th. My name is Errol C. Mangle, and I simply send America to work. I do not work for America. America works for me, and there will be no apologies. Today, we're live on StreamYard. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on X. So we welcome everyone across all platforms. We welcome everyone across all four platforms. Before we begin, I'm taking a look at the market here. So far, so good today. We got a lot of green in the markets today. What do I see here? Nasdaq's up, S&P's up, entire total market's up, mega caps are up. Bitcoin is slightly down. Currently at 67,100. 67,100 for Bitcoin. We got Google up. Just about every mega cap is up. Meta slightly down. Current price is 638 on Meta. Nvidia currently 188, and Tesla currently 414. So that's where we stand as of right now. Today I've got several articles I wanted to discuss. I've got an article on Nvidia I wanted to discuss. I've got an article on Bitcoin I wanted to discuss. I've got several other articles and a couple of YouTube shorts I wanted to share. So that's what's on today's agenda. As you guys come in, let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Let us know who we got. Let us know where we got. Let us know who we got. Let us know where we got. All right. Let's see what we got. First thing on the list I want to do is share my screen. And let's see where we stand as of 12:02 p.m. Eastern. 12:02 p.m. Eastern. Okay, here's FinViz's heat map. FinViz's heat map for today. A lot of green in the market today. Like I said, mega caps are up. Eli Lilly's down. Berkshire is down. Walmart is down. Coca-Cola is down. What else do we have down? Well, mostly green today so far. Mostly green. I like green. Actually, I like green and I like red. I like green and I like red. I like both colors. I do not discriminate. When the market's up, my psychology is nice. When the market is down, my psychology is nice. Okay, I keep my psychology the same. I have no feelings in this. Okay, I have no feelings when it comes to the financial markets. I reserve my feelings for my loved ones. I reserve my feelings for my peoples. I have no feelings when it comes to the financial markets. I am AI when it comes to the financial markets. My job is to execute under any circumstance. I am AI when it comes to the financial markets. I have no feelings. My job is to execute regardless of market conditions. I'm going to execute when the market is up. I'm going to execute when the market is flat. I'm going to execute if the market is down. Okay? Same psychology, same approach. Okay? Doesn't matter to me. Okay? So this is where we stand current as of 12:02 p.m. Eastern. Okay, a lot of green in the market. Microsoft up 1%, Nvidia 2.25%, Apple almost 1%, Broadcom about 1%, Google about 0.5%. You might see there Meta just slightly down on Meta, I've got an interesting article on Meta and Nvidia, and I've got an article I wanted to share on Mark Zuckerberg, chief executive of Meta, one of the biggest companies in the world. Okay, one of the biggest companies in the world. All right, so that's where we stand as of right now. I like FinViz's heat map. I always check it out. So if you're a visual learner, if you're a visual type of person, check out FinViz. That's the 1 day. Let's check year to date, if I can find my year to date here. Year to date performance. Okay. There's my year to date. Okay. Like I said a minute ago, I like both colors. Microsoft down a whole lot year to date, 17%. Amazon down almost 11%, Google down 3% year to date, Tesla about 8%. Okay. So here's the year to date performance on the S&P. All right. Great financial resource, finviz.com. Finviz.com. All right. Check out Finviz when you have some time. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing that. I wanted to get right into the articles. There's a lot going on in the financial markets. So let's get to the first article. My first article is NVIDIA and Meta doing business. NVIDIA and Meta doing big business. Okay. Here it is right here. Okay, this is articles from Yahoo Finance. You might have seen this yesterday. Let me see if I can pause the video here. Okay, NVIDIA and Meta expand GPU team with millions of additional chips. Okay. And this article was from, earlier this morning, updated. NVIDIA and Meta announced an expanded multi-generation partnership that will see NVIDIA provide the social media giant with millions of its Blackwell and Rubin graphics processing units, as well as its CPUs, okay, GPUs and CPUs. Why would I do business with you one way when I can do business with you two ways, okay? CPUs and GPUs. The plan calls for Meta to use the products within its data centers for both training and running AI models. NVIDIA didn't reveal the dollar amount, okay? You already know what the dollar amount is, okay? Something crazy. They don't need to reveal the dollar amount. You already know it's something crazy. NVIDIA didn't reveal the dollar amount for the expanded deal, though it said that Meta would roll out the chips in its own data centers and lean on those available via NVIDIA Cloud Partners. NVIDIA's Cloud Partner program includes companies like CoreWeave and Crusoe, which host NVIDIA chips for other companies that rent and use. No one deploys AI at Meta scale, integrating frontier research with industrial scale infrastructure to power the world's largest personalization and recommendation systems for billions of users. Okay, billions of users. CEO Jensen said in a statement. Let's see here. NVIDIA stock rose over 1% while Meta shares pulled back Wednesday. Okay, NVIDIA currently at $189.40. Through deep co-design across CPUs, GPUs, networking software, we are bringing the full NVIDIA platform to Meta's researchers and engineers as they build a foundation for the next AI frontier, Huang said. In addition to the GPUs, NVIDIA said Meta is rolling out its first large-scale Grace CPU-only servers, which plan to launch Vera CPU-only systems in 2027. Okay, let's see what else this article says. That kind of mood could prove problematic for competitors, Intel and AMD, which have dominated CPU server space for decades. Meta will also use NVIDIA's confidential computing, which enables private data processing via its GPUs in its WhatsApp messaging app. AI-related stocks have taken a beating since the start of 2026 amid persistent concerns about spending. Meta's stock has fallen 3.3%. Microsoft has been hit particularly hard, with the stock declining more than 17% since 1/1. NVIDIA stock is down more than 1% year to date. NVIDIA has fallen more than 5%. Okay, you can check out this article on your own, Yahoo Finance. Two mega cap companies, two big boy companies doing business with each other. Okay, two big boy companies doing big boy business with each other. NVIDIA and Meta. Okay. All right, that was the first article I want to share. NVIDIA and Meta doing big business. Okay, who do we got? We got Faith. Hello, Faith. Marilyn on the check-in. We got Sheila. Welcome, Sheila. Marilyn also on the check-in. Okay, Marilyn is heavy on the live today. Okay, welcome, Marilyn. All right. I wanted to discuss something a little bit out of the ordinary. I want to discuss something a little bit out of the ordinary. Let me see what article I have here. Okay, but before we get to that, let me see if I can share this page right here. I saw this article, Yahoo Finance, also from this morning. Let me see if I can get this to pause. Maybe I can share this. Let me see if I can pause the video. Oh, there we go. And share. Okay. Article on Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin won over Wall Street, and now it's paying the price. Okay, let's see what this article says. All right, here we go. Bitcoin won over Wall Street and is now paying the price. So this kind of piqued my interest. I wanted to read this. Let's see what's going on. Bitcoin's Wall Street embrace was supposed to bring stability. Instead, it created a new vulnerability, dependence on American money that is now in retreat. Since October 10, roughly $8.5 billion have flowed out of U.S. listed spot Bitcoin ETFs. Futures exposure on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange has fallen by about 2/3 from its late 24 peak. Prices on Coinbase, the venue favored by many American institutions, have persistently traded at a discount to offshore exchange Binance. All right, let's scroll down and see what we got going on here. The reversal carries unusual weight because of how the market changed. Bitcoin's price was set on offshore exchange by retail traders. Okay, when that capital was expended, Bitcoin surged to a record on October 6th. Now it's stalling. There is no obvious catalyst to restart it. The original cryptocurrency was little changed at around 67.5 on Wednesday. The core problem is simple. The institutional thesis broke. Investors who bought Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, currency debasement, or equity market stress have watched it all fall alongside, and sometimes faster than the risk it was supposed to offset. Those who treated it as a momentum trade have rotated into assets that are actually moving from global stocks to gold. All right, let's see what else we have here. Part of the institutional wave was also more mechanical than it appeared. Hedge funds were running basis trades, buying spot Bitcoin while selling futures contracts at a premium, capture the spread as yield. The strategy required no view on where prices were headed, only that the return exceeded what was available elsewhere. For most in 25, it did. All right, let's see. Story continues. Okay, what are you guys doing with Bitcoin? Are you buying? Are you liquidating? Are you buying more? Are you selling? Are you holding a position? The deeper problem is structural. Institutionalization did not eliminate volatility. It reallocated it. The same products that brought Wall Street into Bitcoin, ETFs, yield-generating overlays, option strategies, were designed to smooth returns in stable conditions. They do, but they also concentrate risk in ways that only become visible when conditions shift. The result is a market that has lost its ability to respond to good news. When BlackRock announced a product tied to Uniswap, the token briefly rallied before sliding back. Okay. All right. You can check out the rest of that article on your own. All right. Okay. Bitcoin is currently 67,000. Okay. That's where we stand. 67,000 on BTC. BTC 67,000. Okay, I'm really doing the same thing. Okay, I don't really change what I'm doing. I'm not a pinball. I am not a pinball. I don't do one thing on Monday, then do something else on Tuesday, then get bounced around on Wednesday, then get bounced around on Tuesday. I have the same approach. I'm going to stick to that approach as long as it works for me. Okay, I am not a pinball. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not all over the place. No. I got the same boring, unsexy strategy period after period. All right. Who we got? Mia. Shout out to Mia. Brooklyn in the building. Brooklyn NYC in the building. Okay, actually, that's a good point. New York City in the building. New York City in the building. I wanted to discuss. I wanted to discuss New York City and some other cities. Today's live. We got, who else do we got? We got my guy Garnell, Maryland. You know, Maryland stays in the building. We got Maryland. Sheila says she's holding. She's holding. Sheila says if I had more money, I'd buy more. Good for Sheila. Good for Sheila. All right. Let's see. All right. Actually, let me get into that. Let me get into that right now before I forget. Let me share my LinkedIn. I want to share my LinkedIn. Let me see if I can share my LinkedIn. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay. Those of you not already connected with me on LinkedIn, check me out on LinkedIn. You can just search my name, Errol C. Mango. That's me right there. I wanted to discuss Florida. I want to discuss Florida in particular. Okay. You might see this post I made yesterday. Okay, if you can see the caption right there, I know it's small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Okay, let me make that a little bit bigger. Can I make it bigger? Okay, you might see my caption right here. I'm trying to highlight it. Florida is for business. Okay, Florida is for business. Okay, Florida is for business. All right. In my opinion, Miami is the new world city. Okay, Miami, Florida is the new world city. Okay, New York City. I believe Miami is the new New York City, okay? New York City South. Miami, Florida is New York City South. It's New York, it's DC, it's Atlanta, it's Los Angeles, it's Chicago, all in one, okay? Miami, Florida is the new world city, in my opinion. Florida is for business, okay? Those of you that are business owners, those of you that are aspiring business owners, I encourage you to have some kind of presence in Florida. Florida is business friendly. Florida is tax friendly. Okay. It's no coincidence many of America's top executives have a presence in Florida. Okay. No coincidence that America's top executives have a presence in Florida. Okay. Florida is for business. Okay. Miami, Florida. I've got a great picture there of Miami. Florida is for business. All right. All right. So that's the first thing on Florida. A couple of other things I wanted to mention regarding Florida in terms of business is this. Here's one of them right here. Let me see if I can share this screen. Let me see if I can share this screen. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me share this company you might follow. Might have heard about this company. Okay, let me see if I can scroll up here. Okay, Palantir moving its headquarters from Denver to Miami. Okay, Palantir moving its headquarters from Denver to Miami. Okay, this is from yesterday. CNBC article from yesterday. Okay, not by coincidence. Okay, not by accident. When you're at this level, when you got one of the biggest companies in the world, ain't nothing happened by coincidence. Ain't nothing happened by accident. When your company is listed in the S&P, you move with strategy. When your company is listed in the S&P, you move with strategy. Okay, let's see what this says here. Company previous move from Palo Alto, Cali to Denver in 2020. Check this point right here. Florida has seen a wave of billionaires in recent years. No coincidence. Florida has seen a wave of billionaires in recent years, and several more have made the move since Cali began considering a 5% wealth tax on billionaires. Okay, in America, you follow the money. Forget what he said or she said. In America, you follow the money. All right, let's see what's going on with CARP. Palantir is relocating its HQ to Miami from Denver. The company announced yesterday in a post on social. The software analytics firm is the latest big business to migrate to South Florida. Okay, no coincidence, no accident. Software analytics firm is the latest big business to migrate to South Florida as executives seek to transform the region into a hub for innovation. If you're a business owner, you got to innovate. Okay, you got to adapt. You got to be ingenious. Okay. Palantir did not immediately respond to request, okay, on why it's moving. Florida, no coincidence, offers a friendlier tax environment, has welcomed a wave of billionaires in recent years. The region is also gaining more executives as Cali deliberates over a 5% wealth tax on residents with a net worth exceeding $1 billion. Okay, no more. Okay, I'm not good with the English. Meta Platforms CEO Mark Zuckerberg has reportedly bought a mansion in Florida, and Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel has established a base in Miami. No coincidence. Okay, big boys do big business in Florida. Okay, no coincidence. Palantir, which was founded in Palo Alto, Cali, in 23, previously moved to Denver. Carb has previously spoken out about the culture in Silicon Valley. All right, let's see what else. Okay, here we go. Major tech companies are also building bigger business hubs, building bigger hubs in the region. ServiceNow said September it would add more office spaces in West Palm Beach. Ken Griffin run hedge fund Citadel, also based out of Miami. Okay, all right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, no coincidence. Okay, no coincidence. All the COVID money relocated to Florida the last 5 or 6 years. Okay, no coincidence. Okay, Florida is the new New York City. Florida is the new New York. Florida is the new Cali. Florida is the new Illinois. Florida is the new Georgia, all in one. Okay, don't believe me. Believe articles like this. I've got some more support for you right here. Check out this article. All right. Share screen. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's more evidence. Let's check out more evidence. Okay, Fortune magazine. Fortune.com. This is from, let me see if I can actually read this. Can I read this? Let me see if I can actually read this. Would it let me read? Okay, no, can't read. Too dangerous to read too much. Mark Zuckerberg is joining Jeff Bezos in Miami's billionaire bunker. Okay, Bezos. Let me see if I can find a different article on Zuckerberg. Let me see if I can find the article on Zuckerberg. Okay, let me see if I can find that article. Let's see here. Let's see if this one allowed me to read it. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Mark Zuckerberg's latest purchase. One of the richest men in America. Zuckerberg's latest purchase confirms shocking trend among U.S. billionaires, really driving out people in a major way. All right, let's see if this talks about his recent purchase. Let's see where it says here. Zuckerberg and his wife, Chan, just snapped up newly completed waterfront mansion on the gated Miami area island village of Indian Creek. Okay, Wall Street Journal. While the Wall Street Journal wasn't able to confirm the sale of the price, it wasn't cheap, Miami realtors expected it to fetch between 150 and 200 million, citing a recent sale of a comp. Zuckerberg is far from the only billionaire flocking to Indian Creek. Amazon founder Bezos, Google co-founder Page, and investor I-Chen have also secured properties on the human-made barrier island. All right, let's see what it says here. Let's see what else it says here. Okay, let's see what this article says. This paragraph says here. Economic those were okay. Given the tax hasn't okay. I really wanted to read that Fortune article. Let's see here. Okay. All right. This doesn't mention that Florida, but that previous article did. But Bezos basically bought a property down in Miami recently. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. Zuckerberg is moving to Florida. Palo Alto Daily Post. Let's see what else we have. Let's check out Zuckerberg. Palo Alto Daily Post. Let's see what it says here. Let's see if we can read. Zuckerberg is moving to Florida, one of the wealthiest people in America. No coincidence. Is in the process of moving to South Florida. Okay. Okay, check his neighbors. Check his neighbors. No coincidence. Bezos, Chan, and Tom Brady. Okay, Bezos, Chan, and Tom Brady. Okay, my neighbors are not Bezos, Chan, Chan, and Tom Brady. Holla at me. Let me see. Let me see. All right, you can check out. Okay, you can check out you can read the details. But my point is here: Florida is the new New York City. Florida, Miami specifically is the new New York City. Okay, if you're a business owner considering having some sort of presence in Florida, business friendly, tax friendly, and weather friendly. Okay, if Bezos, if Zuckerberg, if all these big boys, if Trump has a presence in Florida, Florida is open for business. Florida is open for business. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Zuckerberg relocating to Florida? What do you guys think about Zuckerberg, one of America's most richest men, relocating to Florida? What do you guys think about that? Okay. All right. So a lot of the New York and California money relocated to Florida the last 5 years. Okay. No coincidence. No coincidence. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. All right. Let's check out some shorts. I saw some very interesting shorts I wanted to share. Let's see what we got here. All right. This is Yahoo Finance's YouTube short channel. Okay, I did see this one interesting, Berkshire Hathaway. That's a dope one. Let's check out the importance of financial literacy. Let's check out that one.
It's sort of like having a GPS, right? If you want to get from one place to another, I could say to you to go from Atlanta to Chicago, go north. Okay, that's right directionally. But having a GPS, right, is different. The GPS, it tells you what lanes to be in to position yourself for the next move. It helps you look out for when conditions are changing, but you know how you're going toward your destination. So I think the same is true for our financial lives and making sure that you have a plan and a budget that can change over time, but it really is important that you take the step to tell your money what jobs you want it to do for you and to say yes to the things that you want for your life.
You work for your cash must work for you. You work for your cash must work for you. You work for the asset must work for you. That's only fair. That's only fair. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's check out maybe this Berkshire Hathaway short.
Except the New York Times. Those shares were edging higher after Berkshire Hathaway disclosed a new $350 million investment in the company. This was made during Warren Buffett's last quarter as CEO of Berkshire. And it comes 6 years after Buffett sold off all of Berkshire's stake in newspapers, calling the industry, quote, toast. Berkshire Hathaway also trimmed its stake in Apple and revealed a new position in Alphabet. Except the New York Times. Those shares were edging higher after Berkshire Hathaway disclosed a new $350 million investment in the company. This was made during Warren Buffett's last quarter as CEO of Berkshire. And it comes 6 years after Buffett sold off all of Berkshire's stake in newspapers, calling the industry, quote, toast. Berkshire Hathaway also trimmed its stake in Apple and revealed a new position in Alphabet.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. Investing in the New York Times. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's go back. I'm wondering what's the justification behind that. Does he know something I don't know? Okay, Kevin Warsh is a young Powell.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kevin Warsh. He was at the Fed when I was at the Fed, and I happen to agree with him that the Federal Reserve needs a much smaller footprint in the U.S. Treasury market, which would advocate for quantitative tightening. My only concern is that Jay Powell was just as resolute as Warsh when he first started in 2008 and 18, and he was forced to back down in the face of great market turbulence in late 2018. So it remains to be seen whether or not we can truly get a next generation of younger thinking, kind of maverick type of central bankers, if indeed the markets test that person. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kevin Warsh.
All right, Kevin Warsh coming into office this coming spring. This spring, he will be replacing Powell. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me check out CNBC, see if we got any interesting shorts from CNBC. Can American Airlines turn itself around? Why every brand now has a cafe? How Anthropic quietly took on OpenAI. What to know before investing in private credit. Let's check out American Airlines.
American Airlines has promised Wall Street and travelers that 2026 will be its turnaround year. It's been trailing its U.S. competitors Delta Airlines and United Airlines in profits and reliability by a wide margin, and has fallen behind in the race for premium air travel.
The customer experience is really what matters. And there is the issue, goes back to basic tenets of what kind of a business you want to run. And if you don't run a reliable business, you don't get repeat customers.
American stock is down over the last 12 months, while other major U.S. airlines have posted gains. So the pressure is on for CEO Robert Isom.
We were on track, really like what we saw in October in terms of bookings, on track to have a really solid turnaround in terms of our fourth quarter performance. Government shutdown hit us. It hit us harder than others. We're more domestically focused. We've seen bookings return. First 3 weeks of this year, our best bookings on record. As we come and take a look at this year, 2026, we're returning to solid profitability.
The airline flew a similar number of passengers and flights as its close competitors last year, but its profit was a tiny fraction of what United and Delta reported. Its net margins were significantly narrower too.
All right. American Airlines promising they'll turn things around this calendar year. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. We shall see what happens with American Airlines. Okay. A few shorts from YouTube right there. I wanted to touch on scheduling. Let's talk about scheduling right quick. Scheduling. In terms of what I've got coming up in the Black Business School in the near future. This Sunday, I've got the WIN Study Hall. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're a part of the WIN Study Hall, we'll meet Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me give you a quick rundown on what that even is. What does that even mean? So in the Black Business School, the most premium class is called WIN. Here it is right here. Okay, so this is Wealth and Income Network. WIN. I believe that group meets with Doc every Monday, I believe. I meet with them every second Sunday. Okay, so serious people only. Okay, serious people only. No half stepping. Okay, if you're going to step all the way. No half stepping. Okay, space is limited. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, there's a few qualifications. Okay, pre-qualifications. Not everyone may be eligible. Who should join? Okay, seasoned investors with at least 50,000 in assets. Okay, if you want to send America to work, we need at least a capital base of 50,000. Okay, 50,000 minimum of 5-year investing preferred. What truly matters is your commitment to growth, professionalism, integrity, and a collaborative mindset. Okay, mindset. Okay, what do you get? Education and training, some mentorship from Doc. Okay, in different areas: real estate, business management, options. Dr. Alicia meets with them as well. Okay, some accountability. Okay, weekly live profit sessions during, I think it's Monday afternoons, hot seats, Q&A. Okay, personalization, Q&A with Doc. Okay, you get access to the A, B, and C. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, so you got a few different options, a yearly or even monthly subscriptions. Okay, so we'll be meeting this Sunday. Okay, I meet with this group Sunday. We usually talk about options. You can check out some testimonials here. Okay, so that's Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Consider joining the WIN group. The WIN group is the most premium class in the Black Business School. Okay, most premium class in the Black Business School. Okay, so that's what I've got going on this coming Sunday. I meet with the WIN group. Okay, I meet with the WIN group. All right. One more share. Let's see what else we got here. Share screen. If you want to meet with me directly, okay, if you want to consult with me directly, just go to my website, errolcmango.com. And maybe I should try pulling it up again. Let me try pulling it up again. Okay, add to stage. Here we go. Okay. Okay, if you want to meet with me directly, just go to my website, errolcmango.com. Read a little bit about my background, okay? I don't do too much on purpose. I don't do too much on purpose. One of the things I do is I send America to work. Okay, I do send America to work. I'm not trying to do much. I'm trying to do less and less. Okay, 20 years labor is good enough for me. I'm cool on the labor. I send America to work. I go live. Okay. Contact. You can reach out to me right here. Fill out this little form right here. Okay. South Florida. Okay. New key market in America. New key market in America. Okay. South Florida. Okay. New key market in America. New New York City. New Atlanta. New LA. New Chicago. All in one right here. Okay. South Florida. You can check out my media. Check out some services I have. Okay. Right now we're on Winning Wednesdays. Okay. If you want to set up a consult with me, you can book through my website, errolcmango.com. All right. Check me out at errolcmango.com. All right. Cool. Yes, there is an expense, but you get more value in return than whatever expense you incur. All right. Let me check some comments right quick. Okay, so Mia says, it makes sense. That's why I keep my business in Texas. No state taxes. Yep. Texas is also a business-friendly state. Okay, tax-friendly state. Okay, all right. All right, let's see what else we got. Also, I forgot to mention, I'll be at the ABC, God willing, in October, this coming October. Those of you that haven't met me in person, those of you that would like to network with me, meet me in Jersey this coming October. All right, let's get back to some headlines here. Let's take a quick look at Yahoo Finance. Let's check some live headlines. Yahoo Finance, great financial resource. All right, here's a live look. Tech leads Wall Street's rise as AI angst pushed aside. Apple decouples from NASDAQ, avoiding AI whack-a-mole. Maybe we check out that article. Zuckerberg set to testify in teen social media addiction suit. We read this article a few minutes ago. Okay, we read this article a few minutes ago. All right, let's check out what's going on with Apple. Apple decouples from NASDAQ, offering alternative to AI-fueled volatility. Let's see if I can read this article here. Or is it just a video? Let's see. Looks like it's just a video. All right, can we skip this?
Beyond the teams, and that kind of speaks as
right.
to why this split might be happening.
Related. Okay, come on now. Yahoo Finance. All right, maybe it was this one. All right, this is the one I'm looking for. It's been nearly 20 years since Apple was this untethered from its tech peers, giving investors an appealing alternative to the AI-fueled volatility that has gripped most of their corners of the market in recent weeks. Apple's 40-day correlation to the NASDAQ 100 tumbled 20% last week. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. All right. Apple, meanwhile, doesn't fit the bill on either side of the angst. The iPhone maker isn't participating in the CapEx spending bonanza. While Apple has faced challenges in integrating AI into its products, the company said it is accelerating development of 3 AI-powered hardware devices. Apple's decoupling from its tech peers was on full display Tuesday when the 3.2% gain eased the outpouring, the 0.1 drop in the NASDAQ 100. Okay, Apple. All right, you can read the rest of that. All right, let's see what else we got. U.S. stocks see worst start versus global market since 95. Okay, 95. The disadvantages of institutional investors adopting crypto. Let's see if we can watch this video here. Retirement silent killer. 3 ways to inflation proof your assets. Let's see what this video is about.
Short term, and also puts a spotlight on financial planning in the long run. And things are more expensive than they used to be, but the calculation changes when you're in retirement, when you're on a fixed income and drawing from your investment. So how do people have to account for this?
You're absolutely right. And thank you guys for having me. So inflation is one of the silent killers when we talk about from a retirement perspective. I mean, think about it from a retiree's perspective. If you're a retiree in Florida, guess what just happened to your homeowner's insurance? It quadrupled. So a person in Florida, their inflation is different than a person in Texas. And it's my job as a financial advisor to make sure that we're not just using some fictitious number of 2.34% because that's what they tell us inflation has been over the last 30 years. What's funny to me is that as a financial advisors, we talk out of two sides of our mouths sometimes when we talk about past performance is not indicative of future results. But when we talk about inflation, we use a 2.34.
Okay, let's pause right there. Ways to reduce risk of inflation on retirement. Determine how inflation affects your personal cost of living. Okay, you heard us discuss cost of living before. Determine how inflation affects your personal living costs. Invest more aggressively in portfolios. Have 12 months cash on hand so portfolios can act unencumbered. Okay, so here's some tips from Yahoo Finance. Determine how inflation affects your personal living costs. Invest more aggressively in portfolios. Have 12 months of cash on hand. Okay, so here's a quick summary from Yahoo Finance. All right, Yahoo Finance. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else is going on with maybe CNBC. Let's check what's going on with CNBC, another financial resource I like. Here is CNBC. ARM shares edge higher as NVIDIA sells entire stake in company. Okay, let's see what's going on here. NVIDIA's filing to the SEC on Tuesday showed it had offloaded semiconductor firm ARM. The chip giant exits from its stake in ARM does not spell the end of ties between the two companies, however. New York listed shares of British semiconductor firm ARM ticked more than 1% higher on Wednesday after documents showed NVIDIA sold its stake in the company it once wanted to buy. At the end of Q3, NVIDIA held 1.1 million shares of ARM with a value of $156 million. NVIDIA held shares in ARM since 2023, but wound down the size of its stake toward the end of 24. When ARM debuted on the NASDAQ in 23, NVIDIA had been among group strategic investors that collectively purchased. NVIDIA's investment in the IPO came after it failed bid to buy the company outright for $40 billion. There's one way to deal with competitors right there. There's one way to deal with competitors. Try to buy them out. ARM's whose commercial partners include tech giants Meta, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, now has a market cap of $135 billion. Shares of NVIDIA climbed on Wednesday. The company officially extended its AI chip deal with Meta. Okay. All right. So interesting article here from CNBC. NVIDIA and Meta. All right, let's see here. Zuckerberg walks into court flanked by entourage. Okay. JP Morgan prefers international stocks to America's. Here's where it sees opportunities. Palo Alto shares sink 7%. CU defends cybersecurity position as AI hits software stocks. Why companies are choosing Ohio sites to expand their business. That's an interesting one. Let's see. Let's check out this one. Why Ohio? Why Ohio? Anyone from Ohio? Why Ohio? Ohio shovel-ready sites accelerate business growth. Okay, why Ohio? Drop your thesis in the chat. Drop your justification as to why Ohio in the chat before we check out the article. Why Ohio? Why not Florida? Why not Texas? Why not Nevada? Why not Delaware? Why not Carolina? Why Ohio? Of all states, why Ohio? Drop your reason. Are you from Ohio? Why Ohio? Why Ohio? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on in Ohio. From attracting global companies to investing in more than 650 small businesses throughout the state, Ohio's inclusive approach to economic development. Inclusive approach to economic development is spearheaded by Jobs Ohio. Okay. We don't want jobs. Who is this? Jobs Ohio. We do not want jobs. We want ownership. Jobs Ohio. We do not want jobs. We want ownership. Okay. Hit us back with the ownership. Okay. Don't hit me with the job offer. Hit me with the equity offer. Okay. Don't call me. Don't call me unless you got 51% ownership minimum. Do not call me for less than 51% ownership minimum. Okay. I got better alternatives. Don't hit me with no job offer. Hit me with that equity offer. Jobs Ohio. Okay. My bad. Job Ohio folks creating new jobs across competitive industries, including advanced aerospace and defense, life sciences. Let's see. Okay. Jobs Ohio closed the largest job generating mega project in state. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Biotechnology. All right. They're talking about a whole bunch of jobs. Okay. Okay. All right. CNBC. Let's go back. Let's see what else we got going on. More than 50% of enterprise software could switch to AI, this guy says. We'll see what happens. The boom session. Where did that go? The boom session. Why Americans feel left behind by a growing economy. Let's see what this one says. Boom session. I never heard that term. Boom session. The U.S. economy could be in a boom session, a boom and recession. Why Americans don't feel the economic growth appearing on paper. Boom session. Let's see here. The term of the words boom highlights how the average American doesn't feel like they're reaping the benefits of an economy that is on paper humming along. Economic output and the stock market are surging. Consumers are spending big, and post-pandemic recession that many expected never materialized. Many feel terrible about their finances with debt all-time highs, and the majority of Americans incorrectly believe the country is in an economic slowdown. Traditionally, the economy is doing very well. Ordinary people are saying they're not doing very well. K-shaped economy. Some people are going in one direction. Other people are going in the opposite direction. Inflation not created equal. Lower earners historically see higher rates of inflation. Trump pushing initiatives aimed at lowering prices for homes and pharmaceuticals. Trump claimed last month that there was virtually no inflation in the U.S., despite the latest data showing rates higher than 2%. Hiring recession. Okay, all right. Okay, a whole bunch of job cuts. Okay, boom session. New word for my vocabulary. New word for my limited vocabulary. Boom session. Boom session. Boom session. All right, so some other article headlines you can check here on CNBC. CNBC. All right, let's check one more. Let's check Market Watch. Okay, let's see here. Stocks are moving higher as tech sector turmoil eases. Fed minutes on tap. Treasury yields near a multi-week low. Oil futures jump. Hassett says New York Fed staff should be disciplined over study finding Americans paid for Trump's tariffs. Did you notice higher prices in the grocery store, at the gas pump? Did you know higher prices in your insurance, in your overall cost of living? All right. Okay, so you can check out some of these headlines on Market Watch. Okay, Market Watch. Another good financial resource. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Let me stop sharing. All right. So there's a question in the chat. Sheila asks, what are some of the tax benefits in Florida? I believe there's no state income tax. Contrast that with states like California and New York, where they charge a higher percentage on your income. So I'm not a tax expert, but I do believe Florida has no state income tax. Okay, no state income tax. What are some of the tax benefits in Florida? No state income tax for sure. Can you confirm? Anyone the tax expert? Anyone based in Florida? Anyone a CPA? Please confirm. What are some of the tax benefits in Florida? Okay. Contrast that to California, New York, Georgia, Texas. Well, maybe not Texas, but some of the traditional states like New York and California. I believe there's no state income tax in Florida. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me share my screen here. Let's check out what the market's doing as of 12:51 p.m. Eastern. This is where we stand. Okay, mostly green in these financial streets. Indexes are up. All the indexes are up. AMD 202. Okay, interesting ticker right there. AMD 202.5. Amazon up about $5 today to 205. Amazon dipped into the 190s yesterday or the day before. Broadcom 335. Bitcoin 67. Okay, Bitcoin struggling at 67, looks like. Coinbase 167. Google 304. Eli Lilly 1019, down 1% today. What else? Microsoft struggling recently, 401. Meta 640. Netflix in the 70s. Okay, Netflix in the 70s, 78.18. Nvidia 189. Let's see what else we got here. Tesla, TSM. What else? We have Tesla 416, TSM 366, ExxonMobil 150 on ExxonMobil. Wow, I've never seen ExxonMobil that high. 150. Okay, ExxonMobil 150. Okay, so that's where we stand as of right now. Okay. Any comments or questions, drop them in the chat. While I check my notes. Maybe I check out one more resource here. Let me see if I can pull it up. I want to pull up Motley Fool. See if I can find Motley Fool here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to ask the AI. I'm going to ask the AI what potential catalysts we have coming up. Okay, let me go to my favorite AI. Let's see what's coming up on the AI. Let's see what's coming up with the AI. Let me share the AI. ChatGPT. Okay, let's ask the GPT what events are impacting the financial markets this week. Major market impacting events this week. Scheduled economic data, policy events. Monday was President's Day. Today, Federal Reserve's January FOMC meetings are released. Tomorrow, Treasury auctions and weekly indicators. Friday. inflation and rates, currency and bond markets, cross-market influences. Did I read it was Japan that had new leadership? Was it Japan that had an election? I thought I read that over the weekend. What was up with Japan? I think it was Japan. Japanese financial markets. Would they have something went on in Japan over the weekend I was reading, but I forget now. Political and policy backdrop. Okay, no, I guess I'm tripping. All right, I'm tripping. Okay. All right, so that's what's going on this week in the American financial markets. That is what's going on in the financial markets. Okay, so let's see here. Sheila says, let me stop sharing that. Sheila says, no state on IRAs, 401s, and pensions. That's huge. Okay, no state taxes. IRAs, retirement account, 401, and pensions. Huge. Okay, yeah, it adds up, right? It adds up. All right, let's see. Any final comments or questions? Drop them in the chat. Let me check the market one more time. Okay, mostly green so far. Mostly green. Let me go to Google right quick. Stock market news. Let's check the news right quick. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me add to stage. No, let me stop sharing that one. Let me add this one. Share this screen. Stock market news. I just went to Google and search stock market news. Let me see what they got going on. Let me search that. Okay, let's see what it says here. Stocks rise as tech giants gain ground. Dow up 300 points. NVIDIA jumps. Stock market today. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. More. Okay, MSN. I should check MSNBC sometimes too. NASDAQ ends higher to snap a 4-session losing streak. Stocks get tech boost amid strong economic reports from an hour ago. Bloomberg. Let's check out what Bloomberg's got going on. Okay. Oh man, it won't let me read it. Okay, I read too much. Okay, read too much. Let's see here. Stock market crash 26. Bad news about President Trump's tariffs and a warning from the Fed. Kramer's top things to watch in the stock market today. Let's see what this guy Kramer's saying. Okay, top 10 things to watch today. Meta and NVIDIA doing business. Palo Alto delivered I forgot to do earnings. Maybe we check out earnings. Let's check out earnings. Workday, yeah, that's what I forgot to do. Let me pull up earnings and see what companies report this week. Let's see what companies report this week while I pull out the graphic. Let me see if I can pull up this graphic right quick. I don't think any major names reported this week. Palo Alto maybe yesterday. Let's see here. Earnings Whispers. Okay, shout out to Earnings Whispers. Let me see if I could share this graphic once I pull it up. Okay, here we go. Let me share this. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me share screen here. Earnings Whispers. Okay, X, great platform. Okay, here's this week's earnings. Let's see what we got. Okay, yesterday, Palo Alto after hours. This morning, Moody's. Later today, Carvana, DoorDash, eBay, tomorrow. Okay, Walmart tomorrow morning. Klarna. Open Door. Sprouts. Okay, I didn't even know Sprouts was a public company. Sprouts Farmers Market tomorrow after close. Went there a couple times. Okay, so nothing too crazy. Probably Walmart's the biggest name on this. Walmart or Palo Alto, the biggest names on this list. Okay, so this week's earnings. This week's earnings right there. Okay, Walmart. eToro yesterday. All right, 1 p.m. Eastern. Every Wednesday, noon Eastern, we discuss current events in the financial markets. My name's Errol, and I simply send America to work. You can check me out Sunday in the Win Group. Okay, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern in the Win Group. We will discuss specifics on how to send America to work. We don't like labor. We like living. Okay, I'll check you out next week, Wednesday. Until then, stay disciplined, get what you deserve, and go build your wealth. Peace.